You know NatureSweet, your favorite tomato brand. We love them here at the Produce Moms. They are the growers of cherubs, glories, comets, and more. Well, they just made an exciting announcement that their greenhouse portfolio is now going to include mini cucumbers as well as mini peppers. So we originally played this on LinkedIn Live, and it was such a great production and show. We decided we wanted to share it with our podcast audience too. Enjoy. Welcome to the Produce Moms. This is the podcast where I talk to various people who've made an impact on the fruit and vegetable community. There are so many stories to share that will change the way you look at fresh produce. Hello, everybody. It's Lori Taylor with the Produce Moms. Jenny, welcome to this interview today. It's more conversational. I don't even want to call it an interview. I feel like this is just more of like a fireside chat, if you will. So we're gonna just introduce you to folks that are following along with what we do on LinkedIn, people who might not know who you are yet. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and why you love working at NatureSweet.
Oh, absolutely, Lori. It's such a pleasure to be here. I love everything you do. You make vegetables fun. I mean, I just love seeing what you create. I'm so happy to be with this company. I've been here for, I think I'm going to hit 6 months here in January. And my background is in media. I owned a public relations firm, and this opportunity came to me. And how could I pass it up? I mean, I guess you could say I'm drinking the Kool-Aid because I love everything this company stands for. And when I was working here for the first couple of weeks, it was, we're transforming the lives of agricultural workers. And I was like, gosh, everybody is saying this. Like, it almost feels a little creepy, but we really are. And everything that they do, I'm just blown away at what the company does. And so I'm really happy to be here, and thanks for having me.
Like I said, it's been absolutely lovely getting to know you. And I think with your background in media, that is a background that is rooted in telling a good story, finding, what's going to connect with the heart and soul of the masses. And that's what actually exactly what you just said, transforming the lives of agricultural workers. That's what takes NatureSweet from, a commodity, tomato or other greenhouse vegetable grown item to an actual brand that people can connect with and love and seek out each and every time they're at the grocery store. Or gosh, NatureSweet tomatoes had a lot of fun growth. So let's talk about that. One of the biggest things that we've had the pleasure of supporting NatureSweet with has been some of your packaging innovations. We've done everything from supporting, I love the seasonal work that you do to help people celebrate all the different holidays.
Our Dia de Muertos and the Snack Like a Champ, which is like the football themed, and our customers love it. And we're gonna keep doing a lot of that, into this new year. But Dia de Muertos is such a vibrant, beautiful package. And we just love showcasing that. Thank you for bringing that up. That is so fun. And that is another thing that we've done recently, which is probably what we're going to talk about, is our cherubs to go. These little containers are the perfect solution to any mom or any parent that is trying to figure out something healthy to throw in their kids' lunch. And we launched these in late July, and they've quickly become the number one snack. I mean, the number one tomato snack. And I mean, how can you go wrong here? You just peel it up and it's washed and ready to go. And so this is something that we've really, really had a lot of fun with.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, the packaging innovation as it relates to something like, a snacking tomato, where, how is this reaching a customer that the traditional like flagship cherubs packaging, how is this a complement to that? Like, who are you reaching or who are you serving that maybe your traditional packaging is not?
I think we listen to our customers. That's what I really love. And we did a lot of research. And as you well know, you're a mom. What people can't get enough of these days is time. And so, and our research also showed us that a lot of people weren't taking their tomatoes outside their home. Like 10% of the people were actually taking tomatoes outside to work, to eat on the go. And so we really thought about that and how can we fix that? Because our tomatoes are like grabbing an apple. They really are. They're so sweet. It's not like a dreaded vegetable. It is, that other people might, relate that to. When you think of to go, I'm heading out the door, I'm going to put a quick snack in my kid's lunch, you think of a banana or an apple. But we want people to think of tomatoes because our tomatoes are so sweet that, you can think of it as an apple or a banana or something like that. And so we created something that can be held in the palm of your hand. It's washed and ready to eat. You flip that lid and you can put it in your cup holder in your car, backpack. Funny story, my kids don't exactly love tomatoes. One of my three loves tomatoes. And I put it in the kids' lunch. And she came home that next day and she was like, Mom, you need to put more in there because everybody was asking me for them and they couldn't believe how sweet they are. And I said, yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, these little tomatoes have so much flavor in them. And so we're just giving consumers a better way to carry these things. No, it's like a no excuse snack. You do have everything in this little container.
So I remember when they launched, we did a podcast episode with Amit and celebrated the launch of these. It's an absolutely perfect item for back to school lunch boxes. Since they have been available, since the to-goes have been available in my marketplace, I have absolutely found myself purchasing them just to put in my car even, because it's like undoubtedly if we're in a position where we get hungry, 9 times out of 10, if we're not prepared with a fresh vegetable snack, we're going to put a non-vegetable into our mouth. And what we all need to be eating more of is fresh vegetables. So I am a big fan. I love them. And, we certainly are always looking for ways. Our mission at the Produce Moms is to get more fruits and vegetables on every table. And I think without doubt, the mission of everyone in this industry, that's what connects us all. We all want to see more fruits and vegetables on people's tables. We all want to grow consumption. And it's amazing how just a cute, petite package can get someone to eat a serving of tomatoes who, if it weren't in that packaging, they would not be choosing it. It's a proven strategy.
Right. Well, and what's interesting too is if you think about salad kits, they don't really come with tomatoes. And so we're getting a lot of consumer feedback that, gosh, I love these things because they're washed and ready and I'm in my office and all I do is open that, lettuce pack and open that container of tomatoes and they're washed and ready and I'm done. I've got my lunch at my desk. And we're, it's just interesting to see how our consumers are using them. And it's, very fulfilling too, because it's a new year. A lot of people are trying to make, healthy choices in life. And this is a good one.
The flavor speaks for itself. The product speaks for itself. And what really is profound is when you dive into those values of NatureSweet as a company. And I think that comes alive, at point of sale, certainly through the associates under the label packaging. But the more I get to know about this brand and your commitment to making the world a better place for, everyone, but specifically farm workers, it moves my soul, as it should. Frankly, everyone who steps foot into a grocery store and cares about food, and cares about making sure that we can get, food that is produced in an ethical way. This is exactly what this program is rooted in when you listen to these stories of associates under the label. So for folks who haven't seen that or who aren't familiar with it, Jenny, why don't you walk us through, maybe just a little bit deeper on associates under the label and just the overall commitment to the NatureSweet mission.
Our associates, we call our employees our associates. They are, a lot of people just say like, oh, they're, our biggest focus. And I kind of thought that before I jumped on board. I was like, how do they do that? And, I've got a little label here that I'll show you, you peel one of these labels back and, this is Genaro Barcelo. And you click on that QR code or you put your phone over the QR code and you learn more about him. And it's not just a gimmick. I mean, we get hundreds and hundreds of comments from customers that love learning about this process, love knowing that these associates are bettering their lives, they're getting their education. In 2021, I think we had about 150 associates that earned their high school diplomas because NatureSweet has these programs that helps educate them. We have like psychologists at plants that help people with parenting, and they go through a 6-month program on how to become a better parent or how to, make better choices and problem solving. There are so many programs that we do. I mean, there's almost like too many to count. Um, what we do to better their lives. And this is just one small way of kind of showcasing that.
You've seen that visual, Jenny, where it's this big iceberg and it's like all these layers to the iceberg. And what people see is just the tip of the iceberg. So as you were talking, I was thinking about during the very early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, we had Jimmy Mack from your sales team on. Everyone loves Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Oh, he's the best. So he came on and we did a COVID-19, kind of like a COVID-19, not investigative series, but more just like informational series, like a response to the tragedy communication series. And Jimmy came on and talked about how NatureSweet took care of their farm workers and how things that you wouldn't even think of, knowing that these families are going home to a lockdown scenario, something that most of us have never experienced before. NatureSweet was doing things like making sure that their employees had board games at home and other great things that you can do to care for the whole human spirit. It goes beyond the paycheck for sure.
And anyone that was immunocompromised, we sent them home and paid them. I mean, yes, the board games, and it wasn't just the associates too. It's how are your families? Oh, your mom and dad need a wheelchair. Here you go. I mean, we do really truly put our money where our mouth is. And it's just, I've never seen anything like it. As you mentioned earlier, I have a TV background. I was a TV reporter for about 12 years. And you see a lot, you interview a lot of people, you see a lot of, different companies, and sometimes you don't, you're like, oh, okay, they say that, but do they really do it? And when I read about the company and saw it and have witnessed it and witnessed how this has truly transformed their lives. And, we have people, this isn't, seasonal work anymore. They can work and earn a living and build a home. They're not having to go back and forth 3 or 4 hours, travel every day to get to work because, we operate year round. It's not just seasonal. As you well know, our produce is greenhouse grown. And so we are transforming their lives, and it's not just something we say. I mean, you can witness it if you get on our website and you read about our associates and see their interviews. You'll tear up. It's hard not to, because you see how much this company has touched their lives and how much they're earning. I know our associates earn like more than 40% above like the industry average. Like that's crazy, and so it's not just we don't just take care of them in a crisis, but they're changing their lives. They're earning degrees. They're making more money. They're putting their kids through school, something they never thought was feasible.
Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful thing. And in this era of communication and storytelling at our fingertips, we know that shoppers are looking for things beyond just what's in the package. They want to know that their dollars are a force for good. And that right there is why we are just absolutely all in at the Produce Moms when it comes to making sure that when our community is thinking tomatoes, they're thinking NatureSweet. And now NatureSweet has expanded your vegetable portfolio. Why don't you talk quickly about that before we have to wrap things up here, Jenny? But I want to make sure that before we close out our time that people are aware NatureSweets has some exciting expansions over the last year beyond just this packaging innovation with the to-goes. What else is coming up?
Oh, there are so many things we have. I mean, we're not just tomatoes. And as you well know, Lori, earlier this year we had a huge rebrand. We were known as NatureSweet tomatoes. We're just NatureSweet now because we are into cucumbers and peppers, and they're delicious. I mean, just the same quality that you get in tomatoes, you're going to find in other vegetables, and that is taking off. And so it's why we kind of had to change the logo to not just have a tomato; it had to have a cucumber and some peppers, and we're just excited. I think we're going to kind of venture a little more into the snacking. It's what consumers want, and we listen to them. And I think that's what sets us apart is we do listen and we do what they want, not always, but we definitely, when they say they want it washed and ready, it's washed and ready.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? We don't need, I mean, yes, there's a ton of research that goes behind this, folks, but we can also just think anecdotally about our experience as grocery store shoppers and look at the evolution within the produce department of that section where it went from, what started as maybe 4 feet of salad kits, then expanded to, 10 to 12 feet of salad kits. Now you've got an entire wall, an entire perimeter wall of the grocery store produce department that is all what we consider value added, meaning this is ready to go produce. There is either we've cut out the prep, we've washed it, it's ready to consume, or it's ready to cook for you. And that is 100% the future of food, in my opinion. It's like the quick, everyone wants everything instantaneously now, including a fresh, healthy, prepared meal. But it's also allowing us to come back to that broader industry mission of we got to get more fruits and vegetables on every table. We got to drive consumption. Proven strategy, once again, is simplify it,
There's so many recipes out there, just the beautiful things you did over the holidays. I was like, oh, I need to do that charcuterie board that, she put out there, the wreath, and there's just so many, all the social media platforms are constantly highlighting all the fun things that you can do with vegetables. And they don't have to be that boring thing or that thing that kind of, that's not going to taste good. No, they're delicious ways to provide these. And our innovation in packaging is obviously what, people kind of know us for, but we have great tasting fruit and vegetables. And I'm excited to launch some of the things that we're going to do this year, which, it's going to be so much fun. We're going to have to come back on and really discuss these, but just think convenience, snacking, just the things that you want to be able to eat and you don't want to have to go through all this time and prep. We're going to make it easier for our consumers.
I love what you said about the packaging because, Jenny, I must tell you before we close things out, when I say, oh, NatureSweet, I absolutely love that brand. Some people, if they don't know the brand, which it is truly, it has one of the highest brand recognitions in the produce department. So most people do know the brand name, but if for some reason they don't, all I have to do is say, cherubs, the cute little package. And I do like my hands.
You show them the picture. They're like, oh yeah. I totally know what that is.
And you know what? The to-goes are on the same trajectory to have that kind of packaging recognition as well. And this is a very exciting time. So hats off to everyone at NatureSweet, absolute pioneers as it relates to, driving that consumption for that consumption affinity for the end consumer and absolutely transforming the lives of agricultural workers. So Jenny, it's been a pleasure to connect with you today and talk about this.
Thank you, Lori. What a fun opportunity.
And everyone keep an eye on Jenny Halpin. She might be new to NatureSweet, new to our industry, but gosh, we've really enjoyed working with her here at TPM. And so it's great to also introduce you, Jenny, to the industry.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and I can't wait to share more fun things that we're going to be doing in the future.
Sounds great. Well, with that, everybody, have a great day, and make sure that you keep your eye out for all that NatureSweet has coming up. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe to the Produce Moms podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and any preferred podcast platform. Check out the Produce Moms on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Special thanks to everyone involved with the Produce Moms podcast, my amazing team. Stay tuned till next time.